کوردستان لە شەڕی دژی ترۆریستەکانی داعش و هەروەها جەنابی وەزیر کۆبوونەوەی هەبوو لەگەڵ ئەنجومەنی وەزیرانی هەرێمی کوردستان پێشوازی لێکرا و کۆبوونەوەکان بە باشی بەڕێوە چوو و ئەوانیش هاتوونە کە بەردەوام بن لە یارمەتی خۆیان بۆ پەناهەندەکانی کوردستان ئەو پەناهەندانەی کە هاتوونە و ئەو ئاوارانەی کە ئیستە لە کوردستانن و هەروەها یارمەتی لەشکری و عسکەری بۆ هەرێمی کوردستان. ئێمە سپاسیانەکەین و بە خێرهاتنیانەکەین و خۆشحاڵین بەم پەیوەندیە و ئەم پەیوەندیانەی کە لە نێوان کەنەدا و هەرێمی کوردستانەیە هەر بەردەوام بێ و بەردەوام دەبێ و فراوانتر دەبێ. I would like to welcome His Excellency Minister of Foreign Affairs, Canadian Minister of Foreign Affairs, and his delegation. His visit to Kurdistan at this time gives signals to Kurdish people that we are not alone in our fight against the terrorists, against ISIS. It also gives signals to Kurdistani people that they are not alone in protecting their area, and this fight is not only a fight of Kurdistani people, but it is a fight of the societies and countries who believe in democratic values, in the values of freedom, and it is a common fight. And we would like to thank Canadian government for their support, their military support, but also their humanitarian support to our people in Kurdistan. And His Excellency had a very fruitful and good meeting with President Barzani and with members of the KRG government, and we hope that this relationship with Canada will continue and the common work against the terrorists will continue so that we can defeat those terrorists who are a threat for Kurdistan, for the region, for the area, but also for international peace and security. Thank you for coming, Your Excellency.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be here in Erbil and to meet with President Barzani, to meet with a good number of the senior leadership team here. And I was so pleased to be joined not just by Canada's ambassador to Iraq, but also Iraq's ambassador to Canada, who we work very closely with. Also very pleased to be joined by representatives of both the other major political parties in Canada, who I think we speak with one voice, that we're abhorred with the barbaric terrorist activity that we see in the region, and really want to come and to personally stand with you and the people of this great country. Although we've had a very busy program, I'm glad that we've already had the chance to tour the Citadel and to learn more about the rich history of the Kurdish people. I was very impressed by the peaceful coexistence of people of many different ethnic and religious backgrounds, something which reminds us of Canada. I was also very impressed by Erbil's very visible economic development. Not only it shows that coexistence is possible, but it can be and is incredibly successful and a model for a foundation of prosperity. Erbil is the opposite of ISIL's medieval, monolithic vision of society. The advance of ISIL and the brutality of its methods has shocked civilized people everywhere and caused a humanitarian catastrophe for the people of Iraq and for the KRG. But I'm here today to look at you in the eye and tell you that Canada and Canadians will continue to offer their help and their support. We cannot allow this terrorist organization to continue murdering innocent civilians and targeting members of religious minorities. In the face of this brutality, the KRG is doing more than anyone could possibly ask, both in terms of humanitarian assistance and in terms of tackling the security challenge. First, you've offered safe haven to literally over 1 million internally displaced people, including representatives of vulnerable religious minorities. This has undoubtedly saved thousands and thousands of lives. Second, you're playing an absolutely critical role in the fight against ISIL and everything that it represents. I had the opportunity and honor to meet some of the Peshmerga soldiers who were risking their lives on the front lines of this global struggle against terrorism, and their courage and their determination was truly inspiring. Les peuples kurdes à accueillir plus de 1 million de personnes déplacées à l'intérieur du pays et s'est engagé dans le combat direct contre les forces de ISIL, montrant au reste du monde sa force et son attachement au pluralisme et à la paix. Le Canada soutient les forces de sécurité en Irak, y compris les forces kurdes Peshmerga, dans l'attente à cet objectif. Les soldats que j'ai rencontrés aujourd'hui font preuve de leur courage et de détermination. I conveyed Canada's deep appreciation for their efforts when we met with the President to counter what we know is a global threat, and unfortunately, this is the front line. Canada is determined also to do its part. Our current humanitarian and security assistance directly benefits the KRG, and the $15 million in additional security measures that I announced yesterday will also directly benefit people and the Peshmerga forces here. And today I want to announce a further $7 million in funding for relief supplies and humanitarian efforts for the people of this region and those who have fled their homes. And I know this is important not just to the government, but both our opposition parties thought this was an important priority as well. And we certainly saw that firsthand when we were able to visit some of the victims of this barbarism. This isn't just a vague commitment that will eventually trickle down to something real. This support will directly result in more tents on the ground, more access to clean water, and other things that displaced people desperately need. $7 millions pour la fourniture d'urgence pour les populations dans le nord d'Irak, ainsi que pour appuyer les organismes humanitaires sur le terrain. La hausse considérable des besoins humanitaires exige une intervention beaucoup plus vigoureuse et le Canada redouble ses efforts. Ces nouvelles ressources témoignent de la solidarité et de la compassion du peuple du Canada. We, of course, will continue to work with the Iraqi government, with the KRG authorities, and we're prepared to provide further assistance as it's required. Later today, I will be meeting with people who have been directly affected by ISIL's atrocities, and earlier today we had the chance to meet with the representatives of the Christian minority who have obviously experienced great pain and great violence. ISIL's barbaric agenda has already caused so much pain in Iraq and particularly in this region. And let me say again that the government of Canada, the people of Canada, stand behind you, and we are doing a lot, and we will do more to provide support and to stand in solidarity with you. We had the opportunity today to see the courage and determination on the security side firsthand, and on the need on humanitarian assistance, and it will inspire us to do more. Thank you very much. Merci.
Thank you. Do you want us to receive two questions? Two questions?
Yeah. One من سامستر لا كروسان في برز دكتور بسالكم أرس زنابتنا إيوا دعوتان لا حكومة كندا كردوا راسته خو هاوكاري سربازة كان دنيريا خو لرجع حكومة عراقية وأوي دعوتان كردوا تشد هاوكاري يكبوا تنيات شك بين هاوكاري ملو يجبوا.
Do we ask you to support us militarily through the Iraqi government?
Yes, I mean, listen.
He was asking.
Okay, good.
But just I translate.
Thank you.
أو طبيعي حكومتي هريم داويل ولاتاني الدنيا كردوا كيارمتي هريمي كردستان بدن يارمتي عسكري ويارمتي إنساني. دولة كندا يكي لو دولتانية كيارمتي هم عسكري داوا هم يارمتي مروي ويارمتي عسكريش جيشتوتا أمي تا استا اما كيشيك من هي لقال بغداد اوي شوية كسرك وزيراني بغداد يعني سرك وزيراني عراق برئيس مالكي تا استا او برياري داوا كبيوست تيارة كان بتابتي او فروكاني كيارمتي عسكري دينا برونا بغداد ونجا دواي بين بوانا بەڵام بەرحاڵ کە چنە بەغدا لە دوایەوە دێن بۆ ئەمێ و یارمەتی عسکەری کەنەدا گەیشتوەتە ئێمە.
مزية عبدو قناة العراقية.
Mike Blanchfield from Canadian Press.
مزية عبدو قناة العراقية دكتور.
كندية.
Okay.
He's my favorite reporter that's here today from Canada. I think he's also the only one.
Oh, is the only one? Yeah. Please.
Yes, thanks for a question for both of you, especially for the Prime Minister and also obviously for the Minister. Do you want to see Canadian and Western governments supply more weapons directly to your fighters, or more direct hard military resources? There's been a lot of humanitarian assistance, which is obviously crucial, but you're still fighting a hard battle. Is there more that they could do there? Minister Baird, obviously if you have anything to add on that, and also if you could offer some reflection on quickly on the true scope of what you saw today from the frontline fighting to the humanitarian crisis, and in French also, please.
Just for you, my name is Fouad Hussein. I am Chief of Staff of President Barzani. So, the Canadian government has supported us, but we need more weapons. Why? Because this fight, it will be a continuous fight. It will be a long fight. We are not fighting a terrorist group only. We are fighting a terrorist state. We are fighting a terrorist state which has got roots in various societies. They are coming from different countries, some of them from Western countries, including Canada. They are coming here to fight us, to kill us, to destroy our society, to fight our values, to destroy our what we have achieved. So we need more support, and when we are talking about more support, we need more weapons. Those terrorists, they have got the most sophisticated weapons that the American government gave it to Iraqi army, and it has been controlled by those terrorists. They have got the most sophisticated weapon which has been given to Syrian army, and it has been controlled by ISIS. So we are fighting really an army of terrorists which doesn't belong only to Iraq, doesn't belong only to Syria, it belongs to many countries. And they have got financial support from various sources. They have got ideological background from various societies. So our fight is a long fight, but our fight is your fight also. And when I am talking about your fight, that means the fight of people who believes in democracy, who believes in human rights, who believes in women's rights. So when we are talking about a long fight, a fight against a strong army of terrorists, then we need weapons, we need tanks, we need helicopters, we need artilleries. We don't have them. But still we are resisting, we are fighting, and we are defeating them. The target of this fight is not only to get rid of them and to keep them as a neighbor. The target of this fight is to destroy them. And when we are talking about destroying the state of terrorists, we need support of international community. Thank you.
You know, listen, I'm here, my colleagues in the House of Commons are here to do two things. One, to encourage the establishment of an inclusive, a genuinely inclusive government with an inclusive program, with inclusive operations, and two, to see firsthand this tragedy that's unfolding and assess what else should be done. We're very pleased to be announcing $15 million of initiatives on the security side to provide tangible support, and $7 million in additional funds with respect to the huge humanitarian catastrophe that's unfolding. Obviously, while we're here, Prime Minister Harper, President Obama, others will be meeting at NATO in Wales to, and they undoubtedly will have further conversation about what else should be responded. I should say publicly, we appreciate not just, frankly, the leadership here in this country, but we appreciate the American leadership from President Obama on this issue, and obviously we'll be like-minded friends and allies will be looking at what additional measures are needed. There are three dimensions to this. One, security is tremendously important. Two, the importance of an inclusive government. On the humanitarian side, is reflecting on.
اوكي مزيت عبدو قناة العراقية عفوا بس
On était ici pour encourager un nouveau gouvernement qui était inclusif, toutes les minorités de l'Irak. On appréciait la chefferie de la KRG et leurs actions pour donner le sanctuaire et l'aide humanitaire à la population dans cette région. Bien sûr, quand on était ici, on a fait 2 annonces, une pour le domaine de la sécurité, pour appuyer les mesures de sécurité, et deuxièmement pour l'aide humanitaire. Bien sûr, quand on était ici, le Premier ministre Harper, le président Obama et beaucoup des autres chefs sont à la Grande-Bretagne et doivent absolument parler quels étaient les prochaines étapes pour combattre cette grand problème.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.